guys, welcome back to Vinceville Customs. Today I'm sharing with you a Sideshow Collectibles Black Queen Hughes statue that I brought back to life. Now when I say I brought it back to life, short story is my friend had this. I think he got it in a trade-off. I'm not really sure. It's actually a sample statue. And it was pretty much damaged up. I did some custom work for him, so he gave it to me as a part of the trade-off. He says, I know you do all this stuff, take this, I really don't want it, and have fun with it. So this was sitting on my shelf. I didn't know what to do with it. Recently I did a Black Queen where I repainted the whole statue and added the metal spiked collar. So now I have a second one. I'm like, what am I going to do with this one that's a little bit different from the first one? So the head was broken off. The arm, right arm was a little bit messed up. The collars, all the spikes were broken off. Now the head was broken off in the box and was moving around. So all the little hair pieces that the Hughes Sideshow piece that came with it, all these little pieces that they kind of mimicked were all broken off. There were some scrapes of paint all over the legs. Actually the face was fine, but there were some damages in the hair. And then the right arm over here didn't line up correctly, so I had to kind of fix all that up as well. So it was sitting on my shelf after I put the head on and everything, and the hair was messed up. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I went on DeviantArt, I went on DuckDuckGo for all the images. I was checking out a lot of artists, interpretations of Jean Grey and the Black Queen. So I came across some really cool ones that, they had these really cool cape styles, they had these really cool hairstyles. I was like, alright, you know what, we're going to change up the hairstyle on this one. We'll go for like a simple but kind of an elegant look. The one artist that I saw had this really cool hairstyle. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to mimic that hair. I really like it. I'm going to try to get it as close as possible. Now, the artist had a really special hair, like artist style, so I couldn't get it exact, but I got the general idea of what they did and how I can incorporate it with this statue. So, I chopped up all the hair and I just sculpted around and I added stuff around there, and I kind of gave it that bun look, which is kind of very, it's all the hair is there, but it's cleaner than what Sideshow had from the Hughes now. I did add a little bit of curls underneath there from the sideburn areas, and as well as that one is there. Now the artist had like 3 or 4 roses in the hair, and I was like, that's a really cool idea. I'm going to add one into the hair. Now it may seem like it's a little bit lost. We'll go over the paintwork after I explain all the custom work. But the rose is there, so I mean, of course she's a redhead, so you might lose a little bit of a rose, but, I didn't want to go straight up red, but we'll get back to that. So after all was done, I'm sitting like, alright, what else am I going to do? And I decided, why don't I contact the seamstress and see if I could do a cloth cape on her, because I'm looking at all this artwork, and all the capes are around her neck, they look elegant, they're just straight down. I said, let's go that route. Because when you buy the statue, you're locked into this cape. Now I understand that's the design, that's what they did, that's really cool, and it was great for its time, but I'm trying to update the statue and kind of bring it back to life, so I said, alright, let's go with a cloth cape. So, we'll pull off the cape and I'll explain to you what the seamstress did, and then we'll go with the idea of what it's on. So of course you can see her with the cloth off. You can see I painted it all up from head to toe, all fresh paint. So, that being said, there's a little bit of a clip here that clips on there. It's a very small clip, nothing too major, as you can kind of see. And there's a button that covers it. The button doesn't do anything with the clip. When she gave it to me, I asked her, I said, do you have any buttons that are like roses? And she gave me one button, but it was very like toy looking rose, and it didn't work out very well. So I actually did some sewing work myself for once. I went over to Michael's and I found a package of these elegant buttons, and I said, alright, let me take off the button that she came with, and I put this one on here. Now her button was a little bit far to the right, and I was like, alright, I got to bring this button to the side so it kind of covers the clip. So once I did that, it all worked out pretty good. So the idea is you take it, you clip it on, because this was my whole thought process. I was like, alright, I don't want this thing with wires, I don't want it flipping in the wind, I want it just draped down and just covering her. So when you look at her like that, it looks like a doll. Okay, it's just a head sticking out of the thing. It kind of looks like maybe like almost like a Disney type, evil queen thing. So my idea is, okay, so we take it, you can leave it like this, right? And you got like a little bit of a sexy shoulder hanging out of her, as you can kind of see. Getting a little bit closer. So it's like, oh, alright, so we got the queen and a little bit of a sexy shoulder. Now, if you wanted to, I don't like her holding the whip, but I understand that's a statue. You could kind of put her like this, and then you could put the whip in the hand like that. My idea is, alright, we want to show some shoulder, but we can flip it around the edge, and now, and you play with the button a little. You just got to kind of play. I'm doing this on the side, so bear with me. You want to be looking straight on with the statue when you do it, so I'm kind of going at an angle. So now, alright, we got the cape on her to this side. Okay, it's kind of hiding the body, a little bit of mystery. So over here now we're seeing some leg, we're seeing the corset and thong, you know. So it brings out a little bit more to the statue. It gives her a little bit more of an elegant look, you know. Now she's like a queen. She's got a nice cape. It's a nice museum pose. That's kind of my, you know, where I was going with it. So if you don't like that, maybe you want to keep it more in the center. And maybe just show a little bit of cleavage, so you kind of play with it, and then there you go. You show a little bit of cleavage there, and it kind of goes in the front. Or maybe you want to go back a little bit further, so you could kind of bring it, and then you bring the button down a little, and then there you go. So now you got maybe something like that, right? Or maybe you want to go this route, where you want to have this hand like it's holding part of the cape. So you could do something like this, right? And you can flip this over here, like so. So you could do something like that, you know? So you can kind of have fun with it now. So you're not limited to one option with the cape. And this is kind of like maybe, you know, some of these statue factories and production companies and stuff, maybe they could come up with some ideas like this. You don't always have to have a wire. It doesn't always have to be flowing in the wind if you're doing a nice museum pose. But I mean, I understand superheroes, everything flows in the wind, the hair, the capes, and I know we run with it. But this was my whole idea. So I think out of everything, I kind of like this pose the best. Kind of flip this around there, per se, show a little shoulder. And then you can bring this over here like so. And you just got to kind of play with it. So, you know, that's the whole idea. So there you go. So let me know what you guys think. Do you like that? Do you not like it? I'm just kind of having fun with these statues, just bring them back to life. So we'll go on a little bit of the paint work, and then we can pretty much end the video. So you can see with the hair, I wanted to bring out the hair a little bit. So recently I did a Poison Ivy repaint for somebody, and they wanted the hair like this style, and I saw the hairstyle that they wanted, the way the redhead was. So I did a lot more research after I did that statue when I was doing this one. And I found a couple more natural redheads, or like really like, you know, maybe those hair coloring redhead commercial stuff, and I saw what they did. So I kind of like, I went there with a paintbrush and I kept just painting streak after streak after streak, added a little bit of pearls in there. And this is what I came up with for the hair on this one. So I think it worked out pretty good. Now, the rose is a little bit hidden, but you know, she's a redhead, so you might lose it a little bit. Now onto the face. So it's a Black Queen. She's sexy. She's a little bit evil now. You know, we want to bring that out of her. The factory that did the Adam Hughes one, very bland, very no real makeup. The lipstick, you know, it's very just looks like a porcelain doll with nothing on it. So I did Garage Kit flesh tone colors. I gave her, you know, purplish blue eyeshadow. I gave her blush. The lipstick is like the 90s lipstick where it's red in the inside, a little bit of a black line around the outside. Just gave her a little bit more of that adult sexiness. Spiked collar, Garage Kit flesh tone skin. I did the whole corsets, the gloves, the thong, and the boots over again. And one of the main things too about the paint is because you're playing with the collar and you're wrapping around her, when I did the skin tone, I did a nice good coat of carb paint clear over there, and I did it really thick, and then I dulled it down. So now all this flesh tone is protected like a factory almost. So you don't have to really worry too much about any. Really, nothing's going to scrape it unless you're in there and you're kind of like scraping it. But if you just play with it and you're gentle, everything will work out fine. So there you go. That is the Black Queen redone, number 2. Let me know what you guys think. She will be up for grabs on my for sale section. I don't know how long, but just figured to give you guys a heads up if anyone's interested. But like I said, I had a lot of fun. So if I ever get in a hold of the next one, it will be Celine. So we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.